So, One Piece chapter 1123 has dropped. And I was so looking forward to this chapter. I mean, the last chapter was pretty epic, close to pretty high rating it got from me. But I suppose I can't expect that he could keep up the momentum for this long. Anyway, essentially, this chapter disappointed me. I was really looking forward to seeing a lot more of the giants and getting out of there, but what actually happened is we got a brief moment of the Straw Hats and the giants escaping from Egghead. They're on their way to Elbaf. But, like I said, this chapter is a bit disappointing because we got a flashback of Vegapunk that was not really necessary to me, but apparently it still was necessary. Anyway, this is titled The Void Fortnight. The cover page continues with Yamato having Oden with the children that were throwing stones at her. Ninja is also there, keeping things civil, ensuring that everybody enjoys some Oden. Yay, it's a celebration of Oden. Enemy is forced to share. So, the chapter begins. We hear, Egghead Island, respond, what's your status? As the Marines try to make contact with the Marines that are there. But all of them are knocked out from the Haki Blast. Including Doll. The Seraphim S-Snake is hovering over one of the admirals saying, wake up you guys, the Straw Hats are escaping. They can't exactly act on their own right now. They would require orders from the Gorosei. Meanwhile, we see Doll on the floor and the rest of the Marines all knocked out. And we see the giants looking around saying, wow, all of them are down. That's pretty amazing. That was greater than Red Hair's haki, but it didn't seem hostile, huh? Luffy's laughing. And then he says, thank you to the Iron Giant for everything. As we see the Iron Giant is now powered off. Luffy's laughing. We're off to Elbaf! Yeah! Finally. Giants are like, let's go while they're sleeping. Dory and Broggy, we're getting out of here. The rest of the giants are like, yeah. You're the captains. Let's go, you bastards. Yeah. So you're on a move. See Usopp smiling and Zoro breathing a sigh of relief. And Bunny's holding on to Kuma. Meanwhile, Nami is holding on to Luffy, who is all shriveled up. Sanji's attending to Vegapunk. What you said earlier isn't sitting right with me. Was this all sort of some sort of gotcha moment for you, I couldn't follow everything you're saying, but it was pretty outrageous, huh? And now we get the flashback of 2 weeks prior, which is the part that pisses me off the most. And why is this? Well, Vegapunk claims that there are some anomalous readings coming from the power station. You can say that again. Monitor for any fluctuations in particle density and neuron flux. The energy used up by the Seraphim is meant to gradually increase over time. This could be a grave error if we miscalculated. Wait a minute. Aren't these numbers different from our earlier confirmed readings? Yes, and the rate of the reaction is increasing too, but the power station seems stable. As Vegapunk converses with himself, Shaka says, this seems to indicate that someone has tampered with the Mother Flame to steal its energy. Every single data point related to the power station has been carefully modified to pull this off. The culprit has to be a Vegapunk. Immediately, Stella considered that it was Lilith because she's evil. Still, and then Shaka says, well, I'm afraid only the three of us, Shaka, Pythagoras, and Stella, are the ones with ironclad alibis. Everybody else is suspect right now. The insane amount of energy was stolen, so we have to observe the other four to determine who is responsible, especially Lilith. We have to put our brains into offline stealth mode. That's right, if our memories of this gets uploaded to the punk record, then Lilith, the culprit, will know we're onto them. And then we flash back to 1 week ago. And I'm gradually getting annoyed right now. Attention, I've identified the culprit. It's York. Pythagoras passes on the information to Stella and Shaka. Well, you see York having a little nap there. Pythagoras said, no, the memories she's been synchronizing with punk records are phony. I've also confirmed that the surveillance snails at the scene of the crime were tampered with too. Why would she do such a thing? And my bad, Lilith, for thinking it was you. Shaka says, I've also found evidence that suggests that someone deployed the weaponized sea beast without authorization. A jamming white transponder snail was also found in our investigation. I know, we can reconstruct the call data directly from our long-distance transponder snail. As they proceed to do so, they hear the message of York saying Dr. Punk is researching the voice entry. And he says, oh my, she rang Mary Jo. No wonder Cypherpole keeps coming to snoop around. As we go to 6 days ago before the present. And I'm gradually getting annoyed now. I don't mind flashbacks, to be honest, but this one just grinded my gears. So let's proceed. 6 days before the present, the kingdom of Lucia has been erased. The details are still foggy, but I have a bad feeling. Pythagoras, observe any changes to the sea levels and monitor all wireless transmission. Yes, sir. Do you think it has something to do with the theft of the Mother Flame? Well, I'm pretty sure that portion of the flame must have been delivered to the government by one of the sea beasts. If you'll permit me to indulge in pure conjecture, it seems plausible that the world government possesses one of the ancient weapons, and they must have needed the Mother Flame energy that York stole to fuel it. We'll see if the evidence supports my conclusion. Even if this deduction is sound, it's hard to speak aloud. It's all my fault after all. Only a fool lets your greed run amok, and I went and personified mine. You went and personified every aspect of your personality, bruh, and I really can't understand you. Are you more productive? You claim to be more productive, but I think you'd be more productive with just the three that you got there. Why did you need everybody else? I don't know, but you already made the bed and you're lying in it now, so let's go. Is there any benefit to apprehending York now that we know? Nope. Too late for that. York's motives are irrelevant now. They will still come to erase anyone who knows the voice entry. York already demonstrated her worth to them by rashly handing over the Mother Flame. The best we can do is use that trust as an opportunity to determine their intent for the flame and try to mitigate the damage. So they've identified that it's York. And they said there is no benefit to apprehending her now. So they didn't consider the fact that York could possibly cause more damage right now. Nah, let's just ignore that. Meanwhile, Shaka says we still have a chance to escape if we flee now. Prepare a boat for the other residents' quasar. They still have a shot of escaping Egghead, but it's impossible for us. The Navy will have issued secret orders and every branch and base by now. They'll chase us to the end of the world, and our inevitable deaths will be meaningless. At least on Egghead here, we have something O'Hara didn't. We have the means and equipment to amplify our voices far and wide. What exactly is the world government? The closer I get, the more shrouded it becomes. If I must die, I will sell my life dearly, says Stella. Apologize for wrapping you two into all this. Don't be silly, we're Vegapunks just like you. We're all thinking the same. Just one issue, Stella. What exactly constitutes death for someone like us? A good point. There is one other thing we must safeguard. Our cloud loft technology to manufacture the artificial island clouds, pivotal in saving humanity in the near future. As we see a flash of York. Stella, what are you doing here in front of the Iron Giant? Oh, that's you, York. You know, same old, same old. If our experiments to optimize the mother flame allow this thing to move again, it'd be a big breakthrough in creating our ideal energy source, yes? York is like, that's right. It'd be amazing if we achieve that soon. As Stella feigns ignorance, right? I can only pray it never gets perfected. In the back of his mind. And now we flash back to 2 days before the present. Once again, grinding my gears in the flashbacks that to me don't make any bloody sense, and this one didn't make any sense for a genius, but okay. Shaka saying, go ahead and speak now, the recording has begun. Mic check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Attention loyal, hello there, this is Vegapunk, the world's greatest and most humble scientific genius, as he proceeds to record the message that we heard broadcast, even though it was cut at the bitter end. What we said will come as a big shock, yes? Maybe. But everyone has a right to know the truth. No one will ever expect the transponder snail to be hidden in this iron giant. My death will trigger the message to be sent out worldwide. We need to ensure that no one finds out till it's too late. Any abnormality in our behavior could be a tip-off that spoils our plans. Erasing our own memories is the safest bet. Why is erasing your own memories the safest bet here? Why isn't apprehending York the best thing to do? Keep your memories intact. Yeah, you get a couple of the Seraphim or get a couple of the Kuma clones to restrain her. Simple as that. Why is that so hard? Nah, let's just do the most convoluted thing possible. We'll erase all our memories. Yeah, we'll have to suffer through all these bombshells over again. The fear we feel and the lives will be brand new to us, the fear for our lives. But we have to put our countermeasures in place if things go sideways. It still be our victory, it seems. So they wake up in the memory research lab after erasing their memories, and Stella sees a handwriting from himself. Good morning, everybody. You'll find that you three have a missing fortnight's worth of memories that were wiped on your own volition. A number of things will probably come as a surprise, but because of this, it's actually pretty amusing. I guess for some people. I'm not that amused right now. I'll tell you one thing though. The world government has found out about your research of the White Century. They found out? What? Am I really telling myself to go die? I've already taken the best precautions possible. You'll just have to put your faith in me and die. Oh, one last thing. Stella, Emperor Straw Hat's crew and Bunny have just made landfall. Nanny. Cypherfold is approaching too. Nanny. There's also a naval armada coming to blockade the island. What? Admiral Kizaru and Elder Saint Saturn seem to be with them. Nanny. All information that they should have been privy to before, but they have erased their memories, so everything is now a shock again. Shocking. After we rescue Bunny from down there, I think it's best if we stayed put. Like, you'll die. You don't need to help me escape anymore. I've just thought about it. Let me die here. Like, do you have a death wish? Stella says, far from it. But I've come to believe that my death will set something important into motion. This is gonna be a big mess. We can't just sit there and watch you die. Sanji says we have to do something. Like, one more thing, it's about One Piece. Like, what about it? Vegapunk saying, I want you guys to be the ones who find it. As we see the giants holding up Triple Luffy and Usopp in the palm. Kampai, cheers to reuniting with old friends. Luffy's like, hold on a second, man, let's do this later. Yeah, wait for me, man. I'm still shriveled up here. But everybody's still happy, so, yeah. Chapter end with spread of the giants and Luffy. Don't see the rest of the crew, we just see Usopp and Luffy. But we do see the rest of the giant crew, or some of the giant crew. So, needless to say, this chapter left a bad taste in my mouth. I was hoping to get something else. I was not hoping for any flashbacks. Especially a Vegapunk flashback. That had absolutely no sense to it. That was quite ridiculous. Quite convoluted. There's so many ways you could have done this differently. You could have kept the information to yourself. Restricted York from having access to the punk records. Upload everything so all Vegapunks are in the know. And therefore know that York is the one who messed around. So therefore put her one side. But no, we had to erase our memories and act oblivious to everything, and then everything is now a shock again. Yeah. You could have put the greed in check, bro, but you allowed the greed to continue even though you found out it was the greed that did the foolishness. I don't know, man. I don't know. So, last chapter was pretty epic. Gave it a 9 out of 10. This chapter with the convoluted flashbacks, like a 5 out of 10 for me. I'm happy we're heading off to Elbaf now, but God, this chapter was focused way too much on Vegapunk and his convoluted plan. That could have been effectively sorted out in a different way. Just by apprehending York. All you have to do is just apprehend York. Lock her up, put her in a bubble, something. But no. This plan was obviously better. I completely disagree, but yeah, that's just me. Hopefully the next chapter will be more epic, and we'll get something of better substance, because I do appreciate all the artwork and everything, but at the same time, this chapter was not the greatest. Not the greatest at all. Too flashback heavy, and the flashbacks were not very pivotal to me, and didn't make much sense because it could have been done in a completely different way. And a lot of these complications could have been avoided if you had just apprehended York instead. But I digress. Anyway, if you like the content, do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If not, thank you for watching the video this far. This has been One Piece chapter 1123. Not the best chapter at all, but hey, it is what it is. See you in the next one, and bless up yourself.